Saint Ignatius of Antioch, dying for the Eucharist, the bishop who said he longed to be ground by lions' teeth for Christ. Letters prove early belief in real presence, bishop authority, and martyrdom as fulfillment of baptism. Saint Justin Martyr, the first apologist, the philosopher who proved Christianity was rational, described Mass in detail, argued faith compatible with reason, seeds of the word in pagan philosophy, martyred 165 AD. Saint Polycarp, I have served him 86 years. The bishop who refused to deny Christ at age 86, disciple of John the Apostle, refused to deny Christ, burned at stake, died saying he had served Christ 86 years. Saint Augustine, restless heart, you have made us for yourself, and our heart is restless until it rests in you. Confessions, Intellectual Journey, Neoplatonism to Christianity, Prodigal Son, Grace and Free Will, City of God. Saint Thomas Aquinas, Faith and Reason United, the greatest theologian in Catholic history. Here's why he matters. Summa Theologica, 5 ways for God's existence, natural law, grace perfects nature, Eucharistic hymns. Saint Jerome, the man who gave us the Bible, the grumpy scholar who translated the Bible into Latin, the Vulgate, translated Bible into Latin, Vulgate, loved Scripture, harsh personality, cave in Bethlehem, patron of Bible scholars. Saint Ambrose, the bishop who defied an emperor, the bishop who told Emperor Theodosius he couldn't enter the church, excommunicated Emperor Theodosius for massacre, teacher of Augustine, battled Arianism, composed hymns. Saint John Chrysostom, the golden-mouthed, the preacher who said the Eucharist and the poor are both Christ's body, social justice preaching, Eucharist and care for poor as one, Archbishop of Constantinople, exiled twice. Saint Benedict of Nursia, Ora et Labora, the father of Western monasticism, why his rule still matters. Rule of Saint Benedict, Ora et Labora, stability, obedience, conversion, saved Western civilization, still practiced. Saint Francis of Assisi, Lady Poverty, the man who chose poverty as his bride and what that means. Lady Poverty, Stigmata, Canticle of the Sun, Care for Lepers, Reform not Rebellion, Brotherhood with Creation. Saint Dominic, Preaching the Truth, the saint who founded an order to defeat heresy with truth, founded order of preachers, battle against Albigensianism, prayer and study, rosary tradition, evangelical poverty. Saint Clare of Assisi, contemplative poverty, the woman who chose radical poverty and didn't leave the convent for 40 years, co-founder of Poor Clares, contemplative charism, poverty is liberation, Eucharistic miracle, privilege of poverty. Saint Catherine of Siena, doctor and diplomat, the mystic who told the Pope to come home from Avignon, doctor of the Church, papal obedience and papal courage, mystical marriage, stigmata, dialogues. Saint Bonaventure, Journey of the Mind to God, the theologian who mapped the soul's ascent to God, Itinerarium Mentis in Deum, creation as vestige of Trinity, 6 stages of ascent, Franciscan mysticism. Saint Thomas More, conscience above all, I die the king's good servant, but God's first. Refused to sign Act of Supremacy, died for conscience and church authority, lawyer who loved God more than life. St. John Fisher, the last English bishop, the only English bishop who died rather than accept Henry VIII, Bishop of Rochester, scholar, refused royal supremacy, executed with Thomas More, last to hold out. Saint Ignatius of Loyola, soldier turned saint, from soldier to the greatest order in the Church, conversion at Pamplona, spiritual exercises, founded Jesuits, ad majorem Dei gloriam, discernment. Saint Francis Xavier, apostle of the East, the missionary who reached more people than any in history. India, Japan, China, baptized thousands, died alone on island of Sancian, Jesuit co-founder, patron of missions. Saint Teresa of Avila, reform and contemplation, the woman who reformed Carmel and rewrote prayer, Carmelite reform, interior castle, way of perfection, fought for contemplative life, doctor of the Church. Saint Therese of Lisieux, the little flower, the saint who showed that small acts of love are enough, story of a soul, little way, spiritual childhood, missionary from her cell, youngest doctor of the Church. Saint Maximilian Kolbe, taking another's place, the priest who volunteered to die in another man's place in Auschwitz, Franciscan friar, media apostolate, Auschwitz, took place of a family man, died of starvation, martyred 1941. Saint Edith Stein, philosopher and martyr, the philosopher who became a saint and died in the gas chamber, Jewish convert, philosopher, Carmelite, died in Auschwitz 1942, patron of Europe, science and mysticism. Blocto Pier Giorgio Frassati towards the heights. The young man who proved you can be cool and Catholic. University student, mountain climber, served the poor secretly, died at 24 of polio, beatified 1990. St. John Paul II, Totus Tuus, the Pope who gave us the Catechism, his life in 60 seconds, actor, philosopher, priest, bishop, pope, Totus Tuus, Theology of the Body, World Youth Day, Veritatis Splendor. Bull Carlo Acutis, the patron of the Internet, the 15-year-old who cataloged Eucharistic miracles. Beatified 2020, created Eucharistic Miracles website, died of leukemia at 15. My highway to heaven is the Eucharist. St. Faustina Kowalska, Divine Mercy, the humble nun who received the message of divine mercy, Diary of Divine Mercy, Image of Jesus with Rays, Chaplet, Feast of Divine Mercy, Trust in God's Mercy. Fulton Sheen, Apostle of Media, the bishop who reached millions for Christ on television. Life is worth living, thousands of conversions. Emmy Award, venerable since 2019, bishop and evangelist. Then Archbishop Fulton Sheen's most famous quote, "The night is darkest just before the dawn, Sheen on prayer. The purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to serve and love. 3 ways to peace: prayer, sacrifice, love."